Hi, everyone, and welcome to my show. It's a very hot day today, so I can't really promise I'm going to last a full hour. I just got to say this up front. But yeah, I'm very happy to do another show. So welcome if you don't know me already. I'm Mirjam. I'm a psychological astrologer. I've been doing this for 12 years professionally. And I help people understand themselves on a deeper level and also navigate challenging times in life, especially in relationships, in work life, career path, and obviously also life path altogether. So I'm also available for private bookings, one-on-one session. If you have any questions about what is currently going on in your life, then I'm available for that. And you can find all the information here. Okay, so for today, I'm going to give you a brief overview, what is currently happening in the sky. And oh, there's a big gust of wind here. And we're going to be doing readings today. And please, you're also very welcome to put any type of general astrology questions that you might have in the box. I'll be happy to answer them as well, along with some requests for readings. Please remember to always put your exact birth time, place, city, country, and date, obviously, in the box along with your question. And then if you get picked, then I'll be happy to do a reading for you. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what is currently going on in the sky. And we are in Cancer season. And that's normally, obviously it always totally depends what is going on in your individual chart. But right now we have quite a dominance of the feminine signs, but there's a good balance as well because we've got Jupiter in Aries and long-term placement. But Mars has just moved into Taurus, and that's a very interesting occurrence in the sky, because this was actually the transit that kicked Boris out. Yeah, so it was funny, just a couple of days ago, I had just talked to someone and just sent someone a funny clip and say, oh, just, look at this, like Boris was just asked, under what circumstances would you resign, Prime Minister? And of course, he was just blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, yeah, it's not going to do it because I wasn't really looking at his constellation at the moment. I had other things on my agenda. And then the very next day, the news came out that he is stepping back and he's no longer leader of the Tory party. And all these ministers, they just had resigned, and he was just facing massive opposition amongst his own allies. And said, I've got to have a look and now what is going on. And I had a look. It took me about 15 seconds to figure it out. And I said, wow, that's amazing. Like Mars has just moved into Taurus and it was opposing his natal moon, the first degree of Scorpio. And the moon is the ruler of his career, public image, reputation. Okay, so, and Mars was in his 7th house because he is a Libra rising. So that is basically, Mars is a battle planet. So he was really facing this huge opposition, within his own party, amongst his own allies, kind of abandoning him. And it was funny, another colleague of mine, she had posted, once Mars moves into Taurus, the knives are out for Boris, something like that. And it was just too funny because it was just very, very obvious. It was just so clear what had happened there. And it came very sudden and it was just, it was just too much. So that was the Mars that got him, just so you know. But normally Mars in Taurus is a more of a, like a toned down energy. It tells us that the projects that we're currently working on, we want to set ourselves long-term goals. We want to make sure that we've got the foundation ready before we start, so not too much impulsive action. Just it's more about long-term goals. Mars in Taurus is about more of a long-term goal than showing perseverance. And this can be like really, this is a very labor oriented placement for Mars there. So you put in the work in order to achieve long-term goals, and you don't give up easily. You don't try just once or twice. You just keep at it, and then you're going to see results in the long term. Okay. So yeah, but at the same time, Jupiter in Aries is still up for adventures, and it's going to be retrograde quite soon, but still it's going to be in Aries during the summer. So hopefully that for most people that will mean that there is the opportunity to have some nice, holidays, some fun and adventure. And I think we all deserve that very much after 2 years of horrible, timeout. I'm always going to call it a timeout. And of course, there's also another full moon coming up that will be tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got a full moon in Capricorn, and so full moons, as you know, full moons, I say it all the time, they can be quite emotional times for many people, emotions running high. Full moons depict the peak of a cycle, like something coming to a conclusion. So you may experience, you may reap the fruits of your labor. A moon in Capricorn shows like what you have been working towards, or you've been putting in hard work, and now you can finally see the result. It may also mean that you might want you might feel a desire to get emotionally close to or closer to someone, but you find it a bit hard because this other person still kind of like maybe hiding or a bit hesitant or shy or resistant, because the moon in Capricorn is not very open, not very sharing, but the sun in Cancer obviously is all about being open with emotions. Is also moving to a trine Neptune. Yeah, so as always, I'm briefly going to show you my moon cards, the moonology and the moonology manifestation. And in the moonology manifestation, it says full moon in Capricorn, take a reality check. Yeah, so this can be a reality check for some of you. So it's good to take a look at your life and maybe see what needs to go, see what has come to an end, or maybe you can drop a certain behavior that's no longer beneficial, or that's actually, you have come to the awareness that it's more harmful than it's beneficial to you. And the other one says full moon in Capricorn. Very nice picture. I love this picture here. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Hope you can all see that here. The end of a tough cycle approaches, right? So as I said, maybe you have been really working very hard towards achieving something, and now you can finally like see some results, or maybe you're experiencing like a peak phase, doing a project. So I see this as something, especially for the more ambitious amongst you. Capricorn energy is always good to remind us we have, the bigger goals, the higher goals that we want to achieve. And of course, Mars in Taurus is very good to achieve long-term goals, because it gives us, the perseverance and just holding on and not easily getting, the power doesn't run out easily with Mars and Taurus. Okay, so that's just a little bit about the current setup. Venus is in Gemini. That's good for connecting with people. That's good for flirting maybe, or just communicating on a very honest and serious basis. Right now Venus is trining Saturn, so that is still quite a social aspect. So if you have something honest to say, something serious and honest to say, or you want to make an honest move on someone, then this is the moment. Okay, this should be very well received indeed. Right, so let's see who is joining today. We say hello to who is joining today. There is Kim Bernhai. Hi, Kim. There is Tony. Hi, my friend. And Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne. Good to see you. Later for Liz. Good afternoon. Liz from Dagenham, hello. Hi, Christine. Thanks for joining. Joanne. Lots of lovely hearts. And hello, Martin. Welcome. Hi, Alison. Good afternoon. And there's Heather Whittle. Hi, Heather. It was her birthday yesterday. Wow. Oh, so happy belated birthday. What else? Hello, Stace. And Adam. Oh, I'm glad you made it, Adam. Hi, good to see you. And there's Regan. Hello. Good morning. Oh, it's morning for you. It's already afternoon. Yes, if you want a reading, please just put your data in the box and make sure. See you. There's Terry. Hello, Terry. And Billy. Hi. Yeah, I hope you're going right too. Thanks. Thanks for joining. I'm just very hot. Who else is joining? Is that it? There's Michelle Rees. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Julie. Hello, Mel. Wendy, welcome, Wendy. Hi, Audrey. Thanks for joining. Hi, Deirdre. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Avril. Thanks for joining. Sorry? Wendy. Okay, Wendy. Welcome, Wendy. Wendy Schultz. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the questions that have come in and reading requests. As I said, please put your full birth details in it so we can save time on putting in the data because I have to put the data in the software. And if I have to ask you 3 times which country you're in, then it would just take up too much time. So please do us a favor and just put your full data in it and the question that you have or which area of life for you or whatever situation is currently going on that you would like advice on, and I'll put it here. But every other astrology question is welcome, whether you want to know about a certain planet or relationship astrology or anything that you always wanted to know about astrology really is welcome. So put it in there. So open my program and yeah, the birthday girl. What yesterday that was, right? Was that yesterday? Yeah. Okay. So here's this. Oh yeah, that's July. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So definitely a birthday girl reading. Let's do that. Be nice. 70. By the way, I hope you're all sitting in a very nice and cool place and not dripping away as I am here. But it's not too bad. I've had worse time. So let's see. This software. So, I mean, at the moment, the cardinal signs they're mostly doing all right because the heavy season is over for them because now we have still the fixed sign, the big cosmic hitters. They are like in a more in the fixed sign influences. So cardinal is normally okay. So Victor England. I'm only getting a limit in Canada. I don't want it in Canada. Let's see. Okay, Heather, can you please give me the next biggest city next to your birthplace? Because all my software wants to give me is a Leamington in Canada, and that's not going to work. So Warwickshire, okay. That should work, okay. Yeah, okay, let's go with this one. Okay, it's done. Okay, so wow, okay, so you have a Libra rising, a late Libra rising, Heather, and Pluto has been squaring your ascendant for quite a while. So maybe that has triggered serious transformation on a very, very personal level. The way you present yourself, the way you look at the world, and maybe you felt like you've become much more aware of what is going on around you, how people respond to you, how you respond to people. And Pluto is always good to sharpen your focus and raise your consciousness. So this is happening from the Pluto's transits in the third house. So I think this is also like a revision or rebuilding of your thought patterns. So that means like the things that you see around you, the way you perceive people and the world around you is just so much stronger now in your awareness, and it's changed the way you think about yourself and you and the way you approach the world, or the way how you want to present yourself and approach others more consciously. So this could have helped you in terms of assertiveness, just being getting much more clear on what you want. Also with the Libra rising, sometimes they tend to be people pleasers, and not in the way that they always just give or do things for others, and they have a very hard time if just once asking for something, asking someone else for something in return, right? And because they like the harmony and they like to keep the peace, they would just put up with BS, yeah, a lot of the time, and they would just play nice, be nice, just be your nice and charming self. And Pluto is none of that. Pluto is none of like pretense. So maybe you have become aware of your own behavior. It's almost like you've become an observer outside of yourself that is constantly like looking at you and said, you're doing this right now, and now you're reacting this way. Is this really what you want? Does this really feel good? So okay, thanks. Thanks, Heather. So this may have caused you, Pluto is not pleasant, but it's truthful. So it would give you all the right messages, all the right realizations about yourself, or maybe about what you can change in your behavior and the way you approach life. This could, by the way, also include your whole, like the way you present yourselves in terms of appearance and the way you dress and your style, that sort of thing. Because Pluto also rules your second house, so it's very much related to the physical area in your life, and the physical body is ruled by the second house. So I think this is one of the main things that is going on. You've gone through a big transformation because Pluto was transiting your sun also in opposition for a couple of years, but now It's triggering also the ascendant. So that's like an overhaul in terms of self-awareness, I would say, in a nutshell, if this makes sense. Self-awareness, like getting really super sharp, and maybe some things might not feel very pleasant because you feel like, oh yeah, I've been doing this, or I've been doing that, or this wasn't good, or I shouldn't have reacted this way, or I let person XYZ get away with just too much, and I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be more aware of this, and I want to say stop if I don't feel okay. And so I think this is quite in terms of awareness, Pluto has been very good for you. Okay, so I'm very conscious of everything. Yes, that's very, very good. So I think it's helps you improve massively on a personal level, and also Pluto in Capricorn really likes to cut out everything that is just pretense, that is superficial, and therefore just doesn't feel good. And then suddenly you become so much more aware of how bad this actually feels, and that makes you change your behavior. Okay, so and also your moon is in Virgo. It's also normally people who like to be who have a desire like to be of service. So I can definitely see you and then along with the Cancer Sun. Yeah, there's a couple Leo planets, but I can see you as someone who really likes to be of service to others, sorry. And in that sense, maybe taking it a bit too far and letting people get away with too much, and people may be taking advantage of you as well, because they know that you always do your best, and you will always be there, and you will never tell them off if they misbehave. And Pluto is like, no, 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 we're not going to do this anymore. This ends right here. Yeah. So this is a phase that's now slowly coming to an end. I think you definitely feel it for another year, or like from 2024, a lesson. I think, but you have learned very valuable lessons uh, during this time. Yeah, and apart from that, Jupiter will hit your house of relationships next year. So um, hopefully I think from about probably April, May is probably May. Yeah, yeah, probably about May, you will have a nice time and the opportunity to expand your relationships and attract really positive people and beneficial people. And if you're in a stable or steady relationship, committed relationship, then hopefully you're going to have a great time with your partner. Yeah. Thank you so much, Heather, for submitting your question. And I hope this helps. And don't let people take advantage of you. You have learned harsh lessons, I can imagine, but you're slowly coming out of it. There's maybe this year and next year, and then you will feel like, okay, now I think now I am like settled in a new sort of, it's like a new self concept as well. It's a whole new self concept, and becoming much more aware of how you are reacting, even because so much of our reactions is on autopilot, and we just do it because we've been conditioned. And Pluto can really break this up. Makes sense? Can really break it up, and you realize, damn, I've been doing this like for 10-20 years, and now you become so much more aware of where you want to get and what results you want to get and what you need to do and how you need to react in order to get there. So even though it's made difficult in the beginning, because you're not suddenly turning, into a, Scorpio type of person, but it's really changed you. It's really given you the ability to, you have learned so much about interpersonal, like situations, and how to deal with that and how to handle with that. Also deal with people who maybe demand a lot, and you say, yeah, I can give you this and this, but I also need to invest energy in myself, which is super important. Thanks so much, Heather. Who else do we have? Yeah. Okay. So this is a message about Deleting. So we're deleting messages to protect your privacy. So the comments are sent to the software so that I can read them. And you don't have to worry if you posted anything and it goes missing. It's just deleted to protect your privacy. Okay, just be aware of that. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, but just please keep the comments coming, and please keep the questions coming, everyone. And I'm very happy to answer it for you. Thanks very much, Heather. Mwah. Good luck to you and the lovely new year ahead. So here's Kim. Kim, housing situation. Okay, let's put in Kim. Should be. Time. So Croydon, South London, yes? Is this correct? It's not too far from where I am. Okay. And the time in the morning. See? So you would like to know about housing situation. So we're going to look at home. Just double check the data. 7:15, 11:61. Okay. So have you been dealing with quite a bit of uncertainty there for a while, Kim? Because you've got Neptune in your fourth house transiting, rules the fourth house. Let me see. Scorpio sun, Scorpio rising, lots of Scorpio here. No, it's more, sorry, it's Saturn on the moon. Okay, I see the issue. Uh-huh. Mm. Okay, oh, that's a difficult one. Sun, moon square. So Saturn affects both your sun and your moon. I think you're in for what I'm feeling is you're going through it's not just the house. There's major changes going on. And it's about you taking stock of your life, of your whole life, and of your situation so far. And I think there is some things that are ending here. Let me see, where is natal Saturn is here. Pluto still on it, slowly moving away. So it's Saturn on the moon. Okay. Well, normally a moon in Aquarius is not a very conventional placement when it comes to like home and emotional matters, and also family. Like moon in Aquarius people obviously always have to look at the whole setup. With the normally Scorpio energy is super committed and can also like stay in one place. But there is you have to just, this is about understanding what is really there is something that's unsettling you, because Uranus is also approaching your it's approaching your DC as well. This will take a little bit, but it's still only 2 degrees away, so it's nearly there, and it's just 1 degree from the moon. Right now, it's going to go up to 19, so it's super close. Okay, so you've got a square and you've got Saturn on top there. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about what is the issue, or what is causing the problem or the question? Like, are you hoping to move, or do you want to possibly someone to move out, or to get some clarity there? because this could take a little while until this is resolved, because you're just right in the middle of Uranus and Saturn hitting you, and they affect your sun at the same time. So I'm guessing this has to do with this is a major, it's not moving to another place, maybe to like just down the road or somewhere. This is more about a whole a new setup. Your whole life is going to get a new setup. This is about big changes and in life direction and personal changes. Most likely, this is a very sun moon at the same time. This is not just about moving. There's something else going on there. So it would really help if you could give a tiny bit of information about what the current status is, because I can't see it exactly in here. So, oh yeah, our property in Cyprus. Okay, so basically the Saturn on the moon means you want to get rid of something, okay? And the natal Saturn is in the second house, and that's finances, okay? So now the picture becomes clearer. Right, so this is about selling something. So let's look at what Jupiter is doing. Okay, so Jupiter is coming back in a sextile. Okay, so yes, I would say you will get rid of this. It's interesting because Saturn in the second house and in Capricorn in its own sign. The second house to do with real estate, properties, well, any sort of possessions really, but especially when it comes to house, flat, properties. Then we want to look at the second house and the fourth house in particular. So you've got Saturn in the second house. So there's this property, but it looks like it's quite persistent. It's not so easy to get rid of. So this is why now this is causing the struggle there as well. So maybe this is putting you under, maybe under financial pressure or something, because Saturn is already related to the second house, not the ruler, but it's in the second house natally. So that's also like a significant of that property is like kind of, it's almost like it's haunting you. Okay? But the good news is Jupiter will come back in a sextile to natal Jupiter. And that has to do with finance and with income. So this will be before the end of Jupiter will go back into Pisces end of October. So I would say maybe like the first half of October or something. Yeah, so maybe there's a process there and it's going back and forth, but then maybe you have a final confirmation, or like you've finalized the deal with someone. But it looks like this is gone. If you keep at it, if you keep if you stay positive, if you don't give up in in your efforts. I don't know if you have to do a lot of negotiations with a particular buyer, or if it's hard to even find a buyer. So I'm not sure what exactly it is, but I see the pressure here. I definitely see the pressure here. And that maybe then selling this would release a substantial amount of finances for you. So then that will give you that kind of like upgrade that Jupiter is showing here. But I think it's coming. So Jupiter will hit this point twice, earlier next year, but already in October. So hopefully by this time, something will, like there will be some sort of a solid deal or something that is highly likely to happen. I hope. That's a super interesting question, by the way. Super interesting question, because I don't get these very often. So it's a bit less psychological, like what I normally do, but it still gives me the opportunity to kind of, train and look at some more practical matters as well. So it is to do with the council and deeds. Okay. So this is like hierarchy, formalism, or formalities. Saturn is authorities in general. The people have to give you their okay, or the stamp. Okay, so maybe this is what causing it. So unfortunately, Saturn will go across the moon, move across the moon another 2 times before it. Let me just quickly give you a timeline. I think this will make it so much easier. Maybe we can see if that ties in with Jupiter as well. Okay, give me 1 second here. So Saturn doing. So the next exact Saturn will be, well, moon, it will be in September, and then so retrograde and back. Okay, September and December. Okay, I mean that's I personally don't really know how long. I know that these things can just really get drawn out, but I personally really have no idea um about like what time would it usually take, for all the formalities and all the whole process of going through that whole process. But it looks like this is gonna it should be wrapped up by the end of the year, but Jupiter is coming in October. So that's going to be exact, probably, yeah, as I said, first half of October. I would say should bring some good news finance wise, and then maybe you have also move through the next step with the council. But it looks like this is a bit. Sometimes Saturn can just indicate a really tough battle. Just look at Johnny Depp and his Saturn return, what he's been going through. So it looks like this is yeah, this is going to take all your focus and determination. It's always good with Saturn, and just make sure that you're doing everything right, that you provide the information that they ask. Don't try to find another door, or if you stay focused and honest, and if you do submit whatever they ask of you, I think it should be a good outcome in the end. Jupiter looks promising. There is going to be some income here, some money coming towards you. Okay, so yeah, December would be good. So I think it should wrap, because right after that, what then happens, Kim, is that Jupiter will also hit the sextile for the third and last time. And that will be exactly, okay, so just be like the first week of January, or like literally like the beginning of next year. So I would think the time between mid-September and mid-January, yeah, or maybe the whole of December. That looks like it looks like you can wrap this up. That looks positive. Yeah, maybe already good news and something being in the works that is promising, or most likely happening in October, and then in December. This is the last bit of trouble I can see here. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Just persevere, and hopefully it's going to work out well for you. Yes. Yeah, even Jupiter's going to trine your Mars here. That's also a good sign. Mars, the fifth house. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would say. That's my diagnosis. Okay. So I wish you best of luck. Thank you so much for your question, and all the best. I keep my fingers crossed. Okay. Right. Who else we have? Any more? And we've got Audrey, and with birthday. Okay, so let's put in your data. Cool. So your date of birth, birthday. birthday girls all around today. That's lovely. I should ask, I would have to sing. I don't know if I should sing on my show, but I wish you a very, very happy birthday and a super successful solar return. Let's see, I'm born in Leeds at 6 a.m. So hopefully doing fine. You know, everybody that is born around, you know, today, tomorrow, the day after, yesterday, they will feel the energy of the full moon as well, you know, through their next year, especially like today, tomorrow, because we already have a moon in Capricorn right now, and it's approaching the full moon. Okay, double check data. Would you like to know? I'd like to know what this year has in store. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so you were actually born during a Cancer new moon. Okay, that means you've got Sun and Moon in Cancer. Very sweet, very cuddly. I love that. um, and your rising sign is just about in Leo, so maybe you might want to check that birth time, because on few minutes before could even give you a Cancer rising. But if you're very sure about the time and you say it was definitely not before 6 or maybe 6:01 or 2, then your rising sign will be Leo. Okay. So maybe not this year, but over the coming years, Pluto is gonna move into your 7th house. That's a long-term aspect, a long-term transit, and right now it's hitting your Saturn still in the 6th house. It's gonna be there's a couple interesting activations here. I think you're gonna experience major over the next few years, especially 2023, 24. You will experience some major changes in the way you relate to other people, or this could affect a current relationship as well, and or maybe just your relationships in general. They will come under scrutiny, you know. That's just more in the long term. So like if you just look at this year or like the rest of the year, so you just had your Venus return in Gemini, Venus in Gemini. So hopefully that has been nice. And it's a very social Venus in the 11th house, loves networking, loves friendships, and trining Jupiter. So you probably have very, very supportive people in your life, and you love to support people. And this hopefully being strengthened by this. Let me see. What major stuff is going on. Okay, so Jupiter is in your 10th. Jupiter will be, that's a major one. So I don't know what is happening in terms of career, or potentially new career goals that you're currently envisioning. Maybe already in the middle of it, or you might still be thinking about going for something new. Jupiter is your work house ruler, and it's on the midheaven. All summer will be on the midheaven. So definitely till end of October, it's a very strong phase. If you want to move forward in your career, if you have an opportunity, like there is a door opening for a promotion, or just start something new, potentially something that you've always wanted, that is also spiritually more fulfilling, because I believe wherever Jupiter goes, it's always got his spirituality, you know, in his backpack, and wants us to find a purpose that is spiritually fulfilling, that gives us meaning. Sagittarius principle is all about meaning and finding meaning in life. So definitely you are very much a 12th house person, with the Sun, Moon, Mercury in Cancer all in 12th house. So this is highly intuitive and connected to collective process. So maybe there is a new purpose for you, like a spiritual purpose that puts you more in touch with people, where you feel you're getting to know more people really on a deeper level emotionally, you know, not a kind of job or career that is solely about practical things or organization, more about being in an environment that feels like more like a family to you, where you feel really there's some nurturing going on there, because Cancer is the archetype of the nurturer. So I could definitely see you maybe in that type of scenario, maybe improving living conditions for people, or it could be, or it could also be to do with any really exploring any spiritual endeavors, like esoterical stuff, numerology, astrology, or psychic stuff, even 12th house, very much connected to that. Your Neptune is also pretty good here in Scorpio in the fourth. I have a fourth house Neptune myself, so I sometimes get sudden visions about past life and all that stuff. So I mean, it's definitely will set you up nicely for psychic type of career. But yeah, that's the main thing I can see. It's definitely Jupiter in your career house, so it wants to give you an upgrade there, like some sort of upgrade. See, on your life path, or maybe specifically in your career, can you get an upgrade somewhere, somehow? What could give you an upgrade, or is there an opportunity to move forward and move towards something that is more fulfilling? Yeah, that's what I would advise. I see you have qualities in terms of, you know, organization, because if I give you a task, you know, please write this down, or give me a rundown of, you know, what happened during this process, and please give me all the details, I'll be pretty sure that you would do a great job. But what I could see you do is to move towards something where you feel you're more emotionally involved, with all that Cancer energy. And even Leo is also a sign, it comes from the emotions, in the emotional quadrant, the fifth house, or the fifth principle, is about being expressive with your emotions. So you need an environment that gives you the opportunity to express who you are, and also to get to know others, where other people can open up and share their emotions and share their stories. Yeah, so wonderful. Spiritual upgrade was what I wanted. Yes, yes, you get it. And so if you just pursue that and just trust in that, you're going to have Jupiter then in your 10th house. So once Jupiter goes back into Aries, so it will be out of Aries from, you know, during November and December, go back into Aries next year, and then at least until next summer. Hang on. This will be it moves into Taurus in May, maybe May, June. Yeah, definitely the first half of next year. You still have Jupiter in your house of career, and also what we call life path or life goals. So I can see you making huge progress on your personal path. If you just have complete faith in yourself and believe in your goals and your desires. I think that's what you need to do right now, because I think you get the full energy of the full moon tomorrow, which is exact tomorrow, because your sun is exactly in that area, and also your moon is near the sun, so it's like all inclusive. Even your Saturn probably is involved. So I think you will, maybe this gives you a burst of like ambition, and also will give you more clarity on what is possible for you right now, or what you can do right now in order to make this happen. Yeah, so I think this looks all positive, and just keep up the enthusiasm and the self-belief. That's the best message, Jupiter, I think. Self-belief, and upgrade, not downgrade. Just up. We want to go up, not going down. Okay, that's very important. So bear that in mind. And Jupiter is also squaring then your natal Jupiter. Not squaring, it's sextiling your natal Jupiter, which is a very, very good sign that you're also going to get some support and some fresh ideas from other people, or make new connections with people who are exactly on your wavelength. Yeah, maybe they will help you get to the point where you want. They will help you move forward on your path. That looks pretty good. So best of luck, and thank you so much, Audrey. I hope you have a lovely birthday today, and hopefully you can also cool off a little bit. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Right. Other? Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm great. I could give you a little birthday present. Thank you, Audrey. And we have one more. We have Claire. Okay. Let's go to Claire's. Claire Ashford, London, friend situation. Okay. At 12:52. So that's 12:52 p.m., right? So nearly 1 p.m. Should be correct. Ashford, London. Is that London? Not Ashford in Kent. Doesn't it? Just gonna put that in. Let's have a look. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, sun is on the midheaven. So good. So correct. Okay, so it gives you Sagittarius rising. Okay, so Jupiter returns coming up. It will take a while. So what you're saying, friend situation. Can you give a tiny bit more detail whilst I try to figure it out here myself, what the issue is? Okay, so Jupiter, sorry, not Jupiter. Oh, too hot. Pluto rules your house of friendship. There's also Mars in there. So that indicates that there may be people in your circle of friends that are very committed to you, but Mars is also the planet that rules battle and conflict, sometimes aggression. So there can be like a clash of interests, maybe. This is the general setup. Let's see, Pluto's in the 8th house. Yeah, maybe situations where you get you feel like it's a lot of bickering, or it's a lot of this is not a placement that makes it super easy to forgive, even though there is a Neptune sextile. Okay, I think eventually it will all sort itself out, but I think there is a high you want to experience a very, very high level of commitment in your relationships. But the Mars here in the 11th in Scorpio also indicates that you very much like to take the lead, unless you completely project that Mars and you completely let others take the lead, and you're constantly frustrated because others are taking over. They're always determining what you're going to do and how it's going to work and how you're going to organize it, and you get frustrated, but you never object. Okay, that could also be the case because your moon is in Virgo, and the Libra sun is often like, okay, I'll leave it to them, and I go along with whatever is fine for you. So as long as the other person is happy, then I'm going to be happy. And so this could be this kind of energy. And this could potentially likely do problems, like a bit of resentment here. I can't really see like any situation that, like anything that is going on right now. It's like, so Saturn return, just through second Saturn return. No, that's not causing any problems here. Although, it's hit, the Saturn is actually hitting Mars. Yeah, that could be the case. That could be the case. Is there someone obnoxious in your circle of friends who just always wants things to go their way, and they are not, can't convince them to just enter compromise, or do they always cause some, some sort of trouble, and now you're feeling like maybe you've had enough, or maybe they have, what Saturn sometimes indicates is like you're feeling angry and frustrated because your boundaries, someone has not respected your boundaries, stepped past your boundaries, your personal boundaries. So this is like a lesson where you have to, set clearer boundaries, or even maybe because Pluto rules the house of friends, maybe the people that you let in, that you become your friends or committed, friendships, that you put them under a bit more scrutiny first, and you really, you figure them out, and you also make it clear what works for you, what doesn't work for you, maybe what your personal goals are. Okay, so we've got Mars in the 11th house, house of friends, and we got an angry friend. Okay, angry about everything, and I have risen to the bait twice in the last 5 months, which is not like me. Okay, so you have allowed yourself to, being pulled into it. I'm feeling that I have let down myself. Okay, so I mean, all you can do is like with that Saturn square, just really face the situation full on. Yes, very controlling. So this controlling energy comes from the very strong Pluto influence in your area of friendships. So that could have to do with, control issues on both sides, and then it brings out anger and resentment, or they take it out on you. So the Saturn gives you the opportunity now to just really put that to a stop. Yes, you might actually need to go away and need to walk away. And this is the exact challenge, because the energy tells you that it is very much about holding on. Everything that it's connected to Pluto, Scorpio, 8th house, these are things that no matter how painful they are, we see it, but we are in this very just sometimes inexplicable cycle, and we keep repeating the same pattern until we have reached that level of pain, anger, and frustration where we really can't do it anymore. And maybe that Saturn squaring that Mars now means like there is someone that you need to cut out, or at least, put a stop. Saturn likes to put a stop, ending, no more of this, because what I see here now, that you are super disappointed. You're super disappointed and frustrated with the situation. So whatever happened in the first place, both Saturn and Scorpio energy, they call for you to be as honest as you possibly can, even if you risk hurting someone. And I know with your moon and sun placements is not easy, even with your Sagittarius rising, because this is like a positive attitude and very tolerant attitude. So maybe this has led you to just let things take their course for too long. You haven't really intervened, but now you feel like you've really got a problem here, and it's causing you so much anger and frustration. And Saturn just wants to make you aware, like that you have to put it. This from the second house means it's also about it's about your priorities, putting your priorities first. And Saturn is the boundaries planet, and if this other person can't accept your boundaries, then maybe it is time to just really end the situation. But what you definitely have to do is you have to be have to learn the overall lesson here also in friendships is like really learn to forgive yourself. But because if you have to stay true to yourself at the same time, no matter how hurt you are, how better you hurt the other person. I know it's bloody tough. It sounds awful, but this is the best advice I can give you. You have to stay absolutely 100% true to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. If something is really a no-go for you, you have to tell them. You don't have to insult them and call them names, but you have to tell them exactly how you're feeling and what is okay for you and what you absolutely cannot put up with anymore. Yes, of course, then you lose your cool. Yes, you lose your cool, but as these are exactly the lessons you have to go through. And if you can forgive yourself, because it's only natural, if you're very hurt or very angry, if you're very upset, because obviously you wouldn't have this friend around if they hadn't been of any benefit or mutual benefit. If it also, there's the good times as well. There's the times that, you know, you can enjoy. But this is about putting the attention on your boundaries and someone, if you feels like someone is just not, can't understand, can't change, then the friendship doesn't work, then it's not a good idea to continue. So maybe this is the tough lesson that you have to go through with Saturn right now. Maybe give them a warning, but be also try to be forgiving. You have to forgive yourself as well if you feel you have not reacted appropriately, or you should have done better. But you have to take full responsibility for your actions, for your reactions, for the anger that you dished out, and then you have to forgive yourself for that as well. And that, I think, that is the real tricky bit here. That's the tricky bit here. So just make sure that maybe you have outgrown this friendship. Maybe you're no longer on the same kind of wavelength, wavelength. Wavelength, not waveline. That's, again, sorry, too hot. So maybe you're no longer on the same wavelength. Maybe you've outgrown this friendship. Maybe if you, in the course of this Saturn transit, because it's in Aquarius, you even feel like they have kind of restricted your freedom way too much, and you've been putting up with it, and you've been okay with it, and you have let them do it. And now all this hurt and anger is that keeps coming up. It's just to make you aware that this is no longer good for you, and then maybe you have to let it go, but you have to forgive them, and you have to forgive yourself first. If you can forgive yourself, you're completely on the right track. You definitely take it from there. You say, okay, I was not able to handle this the way I could have, or I wished I could have, but I can still forgive myself and still kind of get over it. So what you can always do is try to initiate an honest conversation and communication. No insults or anything. Just say, look, these are the facts. This is how I truly feel. And then I think this will already give you a big relief. Yeah, and it will calm you down. So so just have a deep thing, because Saturn always, you have to go within, and you really have to, this is a longer, like a deeper lesson, and maybe you have to really kind of analyze this relationship from and look at it at an angle that there's maybe aspects to this friendship that you have not been so aware of until now, and now suddenly you see like, actually this and this and this and this, and just take the time to look at all this, because what I believe what is happening here is just too much has been piling up, and now there is this volcano, because normally Scorpio is a very, it's just calm, but under the surface like a volcano, it's and then all of a sudden, bang, it just needs to come out. So I think this is this phase. So to just take a step back, take the time, just really try to understand, is there still something in this relationship that is so important to you, that means something to you, that you feel you need to hold on to? Maybe there is someone better, someone you can have a very lively exchange with without having all this hurt and anger situation, because after all, Saturn, Pluto, Scorpio can just also be about passion, and a good type of passion. It doesn't have to take this negative course where you're constantly rowing and quarreling and all this anger and maybe even throwing things. Yeah, well, that would maybe be a different type of relationship. Yeah, but just have a thing, and maybe you'll feel like some things are not right for you anymore, and that's what I would advise. Try to have a conversation, and if that doesn't work, just go within and try to understand what do you still want out of this relationship, or is there anything you still want out of this relationship? And if you don't, then you can just let it go and just forgive. Okay, thank you so much, Claire. Thanks for submitting your question. It's a great question, and I hope you have a wonderful day as all the rest of you, and hopefully not as hot as sweaty as I have. So this is it for today. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. I hope you have a nice rest of the day. If you need any personal guidance, I am available for one-on-one coaching. You can always get in touch or follow me on Instagram at mirjam.astrologer. And I really hope you enjoyed today's show. And I'll see you all soon in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.